Hey YouTube, I previously mentioned in my capture card unboxing video that I was going to try and show you how to stream from an older console, such as an Xbox 360. Believe it or not, that's this video. Before we get too far ahead of ourselves though, you'll need a desktop or laptop with at least one USB 3.0 port. Ideally, a capture card with audio pass-through as well. So let's go ahead and get ourselves started.
This is the part where you fall down and bleed to death!
Alright, so step number one, we need to get ourselves OBS. What is OBS, you might be asking? OBS stands for Open Broadcaster Software. So what this is going to do is it's a piece of software that's going to be on our computer, and it's going to send the signal from our computer over to whatever live streaming service we want to use. Kick, Twitch, YouTube, wherever you want to start your live streaming career. So first up, let's go and snag OBS for Windows, and then I'm going to show you how to snag it over on Linux Mint as well. If you go to your favorite web browser, I'm using Google Chrome, simply type in OBS Studios, and the first thing that pops up is OBS. If we then click the landing page, it should take us to a web page that looks similar to this. Click on Windows, and you should get either a pop-up window like this, or if you're using a different version of Chrome for some reason, it might just download in the upper right-hand corner. Click on it, then simply follow the installation instructions. Alright, so let's go over to Linux Mint real quick. So here we are on our Linux Mint computer. If we click down here on our web browser and simply type in OBS, and then click on the landing page, and then click on Linux. This is where things get a little bit different. For our power users, you should be able to simply run the commands listed here in the terminal, but for those of you who might be like me and are lazy, or if you're just getting into Linux and are wanting to do things a little bit easier, let's go over to our software manager. Believe it or not, OBS is right here at the top, but on the off chance that it isn't, just do a search up here, and after a few moments, you should have OBS pop up for us to download. So we'll click on this, we'll click install, and send it to our main drive, and we'll give it a few moments to let the application finish doing all the behind the scenes work, and then we will go ahead and open it up. Okay, OBS has popped up, so now we need to go ahead and start setting up OBS. First, we want to have OBS optimized for streaming and recording secondary. So we just need to make sure that it's clicked on or selected on this top line here, and then we can go down and click next. And then whatever your base canvas is, so with this current configuration on this desktop that we're looking at, it is a 1280 by 720. Typically though, for most things you're going to be streaming, it's going to be 1920 by 1080, so we're just going to go ahead and select that, and you can choose your FPS, 60 or 30, but you prefer 60. Use 30, which is what this screen that I have is going to be able to output, but we're going to be using a console which can sometimes get up to 60 frames per second. So we're going to just go ahead and keep that as default. We're going to click next. And then we need to figure out what we're streaming to. So if we're streaming to Twitch, you can connect your account automatically, or you can enter your stream key. It also has YouTube, Facebook, Restream, and you can also add Kick, which if anyone's interested in that, I can do a video of that later, but I feel like there's plenty of videos of that out there already. We're just going to go ahead and add our Twitch, and we're going to connect our account. Then once we're logged in, we can go ahead and add our capture card. What we're going to do is going to go down here to sources, click plus, and then capture device, And I'm just going to call this capture card. Okay, and my only option is going to be, well, I have two options. This is the camera on the laptop, which I guess we want to look at myself. Hi, everyone. That's not what we want, though. We actually want the capture card. So we can now see our Xbox here on our base canvas that we're going to be streaming from. Next up, we want to add our audio capture from our Xbox. So if we go over here to Sources and back down to our plus sign, we can then go up here and press Audio Input Capture. Press OK. And then here under Device, we will select our capture card, which for this video is the HD60S Plus Elgato capture card, which has analog stereo. Then in our audio mixer section, we should have this audio input capture. So now that we have our audio source, we can see if I move the 360 controller back and forth, we have audio from the Xbox. But if we want to monitor the audio from our console through the computer, there's an extra step. But this is kind of optional since our capture card is also passing the signal through to our TV. Okay, so while I'm doing some editing here on this video, I thought it might be helpful for us to look at how our capture card and our computer are all set up, maybe from a different angle. So we have our computer here. Here is my really good job at making a computer. And then down here we have our Xbox 360. That doesn't look half bad. Okay, and then here in the middle, we have our capture card. And then over here, we have our TV. And then our PC here also has a monitor connected to it. So what's happening is we're taking the signal from our Xbox here, and we're piping it to our capture card. And then that signal from the capture card is getting split two different directions. We have one signal going here to our computer, which has OBS, and then another one going over here to our TV, where we'll be able to see our game. And we'll also have the audio from our Xbox that we could, in theory, hear. Or I suppose if you wanted to use your Xbox controller, there's a very terrible controller. There we go. You could have your headset coming from that, I suppose, too. Where you could then hear your audio. However, doing this option here with the headset and the controller, that puts an extra layer of difficulty where you're not going to be able to hear the audio in OBS over here for some reason. I haven't quite figured out how to circumnavigate this. So what I would suggest doing is just sending your audio signal from your Xbox here to your TV, and then also splitting it off here to your computer, where it's going to be sent over to us fools on the internet watching you on Twitch or YouTube or whatever that you're streaming to. So first up, what we need to do is we can right-click on this here, and we can go to Advanced Audio Properties. And then if we want to be able to hear this, so we need to find the correct audio. We have this to set to monitor off. We want to monitor and output. What this is going to do is it's going to output to Twitch, and it's also going to allow us to monitor what we're hearing here on our desktop. So we click that. Now go down here to close. Make sure volume is all the way up. I'm actually going to mute the desktop audio. And just like that, we now have audio. Okay, so we have our video source set up. We're playing on our Xbox. This is some old video footage of me. We need to talk about next is microphone and microphone settings. So let's take a peek at what I have set up currently on my rig for what I'm doing, and we'll go from there. So as always, it's just simple. You just go down, click plus, and then audio input capture. This is going to look a little bit different than what we're doing over on the Linux Mint computer, but pretty much everything's the same. So I already have my microphone stuff situated, but you would go ahead and create a new audio input capture. You can literally just call it microphone or mic, and then go in and then find which microphone you want to use. So a couple different things here. If you have an NVIDIA RTX graphics card, doesn't matter what kind, starting with the 20 series all the way up so far through the 50 series, and I'm assuming on and on, we'll have this. But you could do NVIDIA Broadcast. So what is NVIDIA Broadcast? It's actually an application that you can download. Pop it up here. So this is an NVIDIA Broadcast. It has a couple different things that you can utilize. So my microphone is this 5-fin SC3 that I'm currently using. It has background noise removal, and it also has room echo removal. It's pretty helpful, I would say, especially with little ones in the background that might be screaming or freaking out. So utilizing NVIDIA Broadcast is helpful. However, if you don't have that, it's not that big of a deal. I believe AMD also has something similar. I have not looked too far into it, unfortunately, but that's okay. Okay, so let's look at a couple more things here at our sources. So here at our microphone source, I'm going to right-click on this, and then we're going to actually click filters. So we can add some filters here if you don't have a RTX NVIDIA GPU that you can utilize NVIDIA Broadcast with. So these can be very helpful getting your audio to sound less terrible. So first off, I think noise suppression was super key when I first started streaming. I utilize noise suppression all the time. So what you want to do is just click on noise suppression. You can go ahead and add that. You can also rename this if you want. But our method, we have two methods. The RN noise, which is good quality, but it uses more CPU, or the SPX, I guess is how we're going to pronounce this. I actually found this one to be a better utilization compared to this RN noise. For whatever reason, it seems like it sounds better. That might just be my personal opinion, and I suppose it might also depend on which type of microphone you're using. But you can also decide how strong or weak you want the noise suppression to be. So if you're right up against the microphone, you might need to adjust this, and if your microphone's further back, you could also adjust this as needed. So you might need to play around with this just a little bit. Another filter that we might want to utilize is the noise gate. So what's the noise gate? What is it going to do? It's going to determine when your microphone actually starts picking up your voice. So you might need to adjust this depending on your voice. Attack time, hold time, release time. So hold time is going to be how long that microphone stays open after you reach your threshold to start listening, like your microphone's going to start listening. So your attack time is going to determine how quickly the noise gate opens, and your release time is how quickly it closes. I typically don't use any of these other filters here, but some of them might be useful for you, and you could just play around with them as needed. I hope this video has been a good introductory guide on how to stream from an older console, such as an Xbox 360. If you have any questions, please feel free to sound off down in the comments, or you can find me over on Discord. Links for my Discord and Twitch channel are down in the description box. I'm live most Friday and Saturday evenings over on Twitch. Hope to see you there.